Hello, rebels. A friend asked me, how do you keep sane? What do you do to keep sane in this family environment of yours? Because we're talking about an environment where there's a lot of aggression, there's a lot of criticism, and there's a lot of fakeness going around. And I'm not talking only from my narcissistic mother's side. I mean, there's fakeness between everybody. Everybody talks about everybody. And if they're not talking that bad, they're bringing you down without talking bad, if you know what I mean, in this sleazy way. Now, how do I deal with that? How do I keep sane? Well, actually, I had to think about it when she asked me the question, and I must say that I feel much healthier and much more in control of my burst outs, because you get mad, you get so angry when you hear things, going on, and you react really easily to everything. And so I have, in the past months, I have really been able to stay in control of my explosions. Keep under control my explosions. That would be more the correct expression. And actually it's because of YouTube, my channel. Just to talk about it and to get those friends that I've made through this channel tell me that they get it is enough to keep me sane. It's more than enough, actually, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I'm very glad that I was convinced into thinking of doing that. And I would advise anybody who has nowhere to talk and no one to understand, and who feels that everybody around them is wearing a mask, and to do it. Do it for yourself. I mean, just do it for yourself, nobody else, really. If you happen to help other people, that's even better. That's even better. Makes it more worthwhile, but you're doing it for yourself. And it has helped me a lot. I can say that it has helped me more than therapy. This year I didn't have the opportunity because my therapist was fully booked, and I didn't want to start again with a new one. Right? I've been to so many different ones over the years because I move and change places, and it's like, I was thinking, no, I'm not starting again from the beginning, it's too long. And so I didn't, I decided not to. If I can't go with that one this year, then I'll find another way, and this is the way I found. Very helpful. So, yeah, this is my way. And the recordings again, I would say. On this point, I have another friend, she said, stop doing that. You're driving yourself crazy. I said, but I'm not. I'm not driving myself crazy. I'm getting the proof I need. I'm my suspicions are validated, if that's the way to say it, through these recordings. Because you can say whatever you want. Who's going to believe you? Sometimes not even my husband. I can feel that not even my husband. I won't say he doesn't believe me, but maybe he thinks that I am overreacting, or because I'm so strict about truth and lies and hypocrisy and all that, maybe he thinks that, I'm overreacting. When I have the proof, then he can understand me better. He can understand better how I feel and why I had the intuition, let's say, the suspicion. I kind of can read people better now, with all the knowledge we've had. And this also, I must say, there are times that I wonder if it's good to have the knowledge or it's better to be in the dark. There are times that I wonder that. Somebody who's in the dark cannot sense anything, we're just like a level before paranoia, We're just one step before paranoia. But I start seeing through everybody with one word, with a movement, a body movement. It's like I can read people's body language, and lately I don't do any mistakes. It turns out that that's how it is. It turns out after that's how it is. So I'm like, whoa, realizing so many people that were fooling me before, they can't fool me anymore. And I'm afraid at the end there will be nobody left. There will be nobody left. Because everybody is like that. Yeah, so I do have sometimes a doubt of if it's worth knowing. If it's worth seeing through people. Isn't it a bit too much, What do we do then? I've talked about my mother-in-law, and I say that she's not a straight person. She's very fake. She has no... But yesterday I had a shock, because, I have it easy with the recorder now, the phone, and I brought her in contact with my mother. Well, she wanted to go and see my mother, so I left her alone because we had some work to do in the garden, and I thought, should I put the recorder just to hear what these... I know it's spying, of course it's spying. I'm not saying the contrary, but, I'm just curious, what are these two talking about? And I put the recorder, and I'm not very happy with what I heard. It was so obvious that everything my mother was bullying me about, and she made me think that people said and all that, which was not possible. I said, she's making it up. Well, she was not making it up. My mother-in-law was feeding her all that shit. And I was like, So when I told my husband, of course, he knows his mother too very well, and he knows that she goes with the flow. She just wants to be liked by people so much that she will tell you anything you want to hear. But to the point where she would criticize her own children. And to the point where she would, in a sleazy way, without telling my mother, making her understand that I'm worthless and my husband is the hero, let's say, or whatever, is the good guy doing all the hard work and all that. I understood that everything I went through this winter with my mother's attack, that I didn't know where they come from. Well, they came from my mother-in-law. Unbelievable. I was so shocked. And of course now I have her here with us. And since I've learned to control my eruptions, a year ago would have grabbed her by the hair. Way of saying, I would just told her, get into the car. I would have told my husband, get her into the car and take her to the boat. Tell her to go. I don't want to see her. I don't want to be around this woman. And or I would have confronted her, which I haven't. I just told my husband this and this. The one putting oil in the fire is your mother. She's the one who's been talking about you, and we've been criticizing my mother for criticizing your sister and you. And finally, your mother gave her the right to do that. She encouraged her to do that. He was shocked. But it's his mother. So he cannot tell her anything. So she's too old to change now. You know how she is and all that. And he excused her once more. I said, well, I'm sorry, but I cannot. I can't keep myself from telling her off and telling her what I think. But I cannot pretend I like her. I cannot stay around her, sit with her, and have a conversation with her. So I've been avoiding her all day, and she feels it. She does feel it. I've just been avoiding her. Yes, hello, being polite, but nothing more. You want help? No, thank you. And it's very hard for me because I don't feel correct. I don't want to be put in a position where I ignore somebody. I want to go and tell that person, you know what? I don't like your type of people. I don't like what you did. I don't agree. And sorry, but I don't want any contact with you. Your son can have contact with your grandchildren can have contact with you, but never talk about me again. Don't talk to me or don't talk about me again. Not to them anyway. And it's very, very difficult because I'm learning to be zen now and do no reaction, but at the same time it's just eating me inside. Because I feel like a hypocrite. Because what I'd like to do is to sit her down and tell her what you did is horrible, is terrible. You're allowing my mother to talk bad about your children and about me, about your daughter specifically, and about me. You encouraged her. Not only you allowed her, you encouraged her. And you are warned. You've been warned so many years that my mother is not well and she uses everything against. She uses all the information she can get to hit you in the face with it. You've been warned. And I feel like a fool that I've been trying to protect you from the evilness of my mother all this time. And all this time you were contributing to her evilness. Crazy. And I would have forgiven her another excuse. Like my husband says, you know her, she's always been like that. She finds another person of her age she can talk to and get her complaints about her children. Old people always have complaints about their children. Everybody does. And she's finding somebody else she can complain to. I said yes. And if she continued to complain when I walked towards them and told me, oh, I'm complaining about my daughter because this and this, it would have been okay. But from her body language and from the way she gave me an explanation of what they were doing there, they were chatting. I just went by to do my work, to pick something I had forgotten and leave again. And she was like, oh, you're here. We're having a conversation with my mother. Well, of course you're having a conversation. I know that. You don't need to tell me. She reacted like a guilty person. She made me feel like she knew very well that what she was doing at that moment, what she was talking about and what she was telling my mother was not correct. That's why she felt so awkward and she felt the need give me details, not details, but to explain what she was doing. Of course you're talking. I know I left you here, both of you, to chat, to talk. You don't have to tell me. Oh, we're here, we're discussing about everything, about a little bit of everything. And then my mother answers, yeah, we're talking about, she says the name of my sister-in-law. My mother was very happy to inform me that they were talking about, she can't stand my sister-in-law. And the mother was describing how lazy she is, and she doesn't find a job, and she's helping her all the time, and me at my age, and I'm still working, and she is difficult about any kind of job. And so you're just kind of giving food to my mother. In winter, when she has nothing to complain about, she can't complain to me about that. Yes. And I don't know how long she's going to stay here, and I don't know how long I'm going to be feeling okay with myself avoiding her, because I don't want to treat like that. I don't want to treat anybody like that. I just wish she was not here, that's all. Okay, I tell my husband, this is the last time. You're not bringing her to our house anymore. If you want, you're going to visit her, but you're not bringing her, because I'm the one suffering, actually. She doesn't really care what she did, does she? So she's happy. She's had her conversation. She's said what she had to say about her daughter, complained, but I am not happy with myself. I'm not happy to having to treating somebody like this. Well, don't have to, but that's how I feel. Okay. We're surrounded by fake people, and when we are brought up in families like that, where everybody's like that, dysfunctional families are like, everybody's fake. In a dysfunctional family, everybody is fake. Just want to share that today. Just felt like sharing. Bye bye, have a nice day.